Cool. Right, Linz, thanks for jumping on. I just want to quickly go through your journey, hopefully to inspire a few people watching and get them to realize that it's probably not as hard as they think to become self-sufficient, right? So for yourself, obviously you've been working with us for quite a while. I want to go right back to the very beginning though. Now, in your mind, when was the point you realized or you thought, you know what, it's about time I start looking for a coach? What was that like? What was that point in your life?
So that was end of 23, beginning of 24. I'd had enough of myself basically. I was in good shape and then I was out of shape. I was in good shape, then I was out of shape. So I had no consistency. I knew what to do, but I wasn't doing it. But I say I was in good shape. I thought I was in good shape. I'm now in excellent shape. Um, and I wanted to focus on longevity. I was coming up for 40. So I went with the theme fit for 40. And unfortunately, life events, I'd also lost my best friend. And I thought, you know what? Physical health is all around general health, not just physical, mental, emotional, is number one priority for me right now for longevity. So that's when I dialed in.
Hmm.
I reached into yourself for obviously originally the physical body, but obviously, as we know, physical and mental, emotional all link.
Hmm.
So that all bled into that. But I also had coaches in the somatic healing space as well. So Rowan Carr, Kathleen Levy, working with my mental and emotional. So it all fed together beautifully. And yeah, and then obviously I started training with yourself and learning lots.
Good. It's almost a bit of a shame, like, because a lot of people do go through something like grief for them to realize, oh shit, I need to start looking after myself. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's what your kind of experience is. But I'm hoping some of this will get some people taking action before that happens, and they don't have to wait for some intense life event for them to say, you know what, I'm going to start looking after myself. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
health is wealth. Without your health, what have you got?
well said. Well said. So let's have a look at like some metrics. What kind of, you say you were in good shape. Let's just use weight as an example. Most females will look at weight on the scales. Not that, even though we know that's not the ideal, yeah, the best metric in the world to use. What weight were you then?
So bear in mind, I'm 5'3", so I'm quite small. I was 62 kilograms, but 66, yeah, 60 60 kilograms when I came to yourself.
And what are you now?
And I'm now sitting at like 55, 56 kilograms.
Class.
Fluctuate with water, obviously, depending on time of month. So,
Yeah. Now let's go to the point of well, originally, what was the original goal? Like, obviously, to stop yo-yo dieting.
yeah, so I wanted to get lean. Initially, I wanted to get lean and then I wanted to start building muscle. So, because I wanted to increase my calorie intake so I could eat more because I absolutely love food. So as we said, your muscles are like your kitchen cupboards. The more muscle you have, the more food you can put into them. So we went for I wanted to really strip back the fat, and then build muscle.
Awesome. What challenges have you came up with kind of along that way? Because in the fitness industry, what I see, it's a lot of just use progressive overload to build muscle and use calorie deficit to get lean, and that's all you need to know. And obviously, we know there's a hell of a lot more to it than that. So challenges along the way. Let's start with when getting lean. What's the challenges been?
When get lean, so it's maintaining that consistency because when you're getting lean, you're obviously in a calorie deficit. So sleep is so important because you're tired because you're running below your normal calorie intake. So recovery is very important. So that's managing your stress levels, managing your sleep, and making sure you just go to the gym basically and still eat well. When your mind's telling you because you're tired, you want to emotionally eat, you tell it no. When your body's telling you, oh my God, I'm so tired, I can't move, I can't go to the gym, you tell it no and you just go and do it anyway. Even if you go to the gym and you don't put your best workout out, it's better than doing nothing at all. Even just turning up, it resets that mindset, saying, as I call it, my inner bitch. That's trying
Yeah.
to self-sabotage everything that's good for you.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned a couple of things there, which has kind of prompted me to go think back and look at the challenges, like the emotional eating side of things. Obviously, we've been working on for a little while, and then also for quite a while, you were just ticking over and struggling with kind of taking it to that next level and consistency. So, Can you tell us a little bit more about those challenges and how you've maybe dealt with them and how they're no longer a thing now?
Yeah, so that's where I realised I needed a goal. I'm very goal focused. I need something to drive towards. Being ex-military, I like goals, hit targets, all that kind of stuff. That's how my mind works. So it's like, what can I set myself? So that's where the photo shoot came in. And that's where we really dialed it in and turned it up. I mean, that's where my training took the next step. So that's when I reached into yourself and I got personal training to learn how to work more efficiently in the gym. Because obviously time was limited as well. I haven't got all the hours in the day to train. I wish I did. But yeah, so it was dialing in on the training, really.
Good. Emotional eating side of things, how's kind of that? Really, where's it at the moment? Because once upon a time, we established like when you work a job that you're not fully fulfilled by, and obviously you don't really drink that much. You don't have much other outlet. We noticed a little bit of emotional eating sneaking in. So how have you kind of handled that, and where are you at with that now?
So it's just basically again going back to that, telling that mind no, and replacing like so cakes. Instead of grabbing a cake, I'll have a bit of dark chocolate, but like 90% dark chocolate, like a square, as opposed to a full carrot cake.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the equivalent of like 100 calories as opposed to 500 calories.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you're chasing the dopamine hit, aren't you? So that it's finding alternatives to what you're craving, like good substitutes for it.
Yeah. And also finding out really why that craving is there, and with yourself, obviously going backwards and forwards a fair amount, it was a lot of imbalances in lifestyle with like not too much social time, working all
Yeah,
the time, stress that was leading to the emotional eating side of things. So then addressing all that stuff was then, because we've done it so many times where you've had like a really good social fun weekend, then no binge eating happens or no emotional eating happens. You're a lot more consistent. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So addressing those things has been quite a big
yeah.
part of your
Make,
consistency.
but yeah, definitely making sure it's not all just work and no play, 100%. Because obviously I've got an intense job, which is it's mental. It uses a lot of my brain capacity. So to making sure I'm doing things to then let that brain switch off, like meditation, or just lying down and just being, going out with friends for a coffee, visiting family. As simple as just going for just something different, getting out on walks, getting out,
Hmm.
and even the gym. Because when you're in the gym working hard, you can't think of nothing else other than moving that weight.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Good. Here's a question for you. Is there anything that you've kind of maybe picked up, learned, experienced that you maybe didn't expect to when you first joined?
Yeah, the training past failure methods. I mean, what on earth? I used to train to failure, but yeah, that I think that's what's taken my fitness to the next level. Them little tweaks. So you go to failure, and then you bring in, the training past failure methods. So the half reps, the rest pauses, the drop sets, like literally turn them all on,
Hmm.
and just them little tweaks. It might be an extra, couple of reps in half reps, but they make a
Hmm.
big difference. Them small tweaks make a big impact.
Hmm. Class. Let's talk about progress metrics then. So where you're at. Well, actually, let's go back to the photo shoot, which was what, maybe a month ago, if that. Um, you
Couple
were
of months back, yeah.
you were down to what weight at then?
I was sitting 54, 55 kilograms.
And you were lean as hell. Like,
Really lean, yeah.
is that one of the best shapes you've ever been in?
100% the best shape I've been in my life.
Good to hear. From there, obviously, we both know that's not really sustainable because you're that low calorie and you've literally pulled everything out the bag, and you do have to make some sacrifice to get that lean.
Yeah.
Even though that's just not fully maintainable and sustainable, where are you now?
So 2 months gone. I'm now, so back then, bear in mind I was on 1,300 calories just before photo shoot, sitting at 55 kilograms. I'm now on 2,500 calories, sitting at 56, 57 kilograms.
Class.
2 kilograms. And I've also introduced carbs, as we said earlier, because I did go carnivore for the photo shoot. So that eliminated a lot of water that you obviously from the carbs. So yeah, so I'm quite happy with that. I've only put 2 kilograms back on, which is
2 kilos on with over 1,000 calorie increase per day. And obviously through our latest conversations, it's likely going to be going up again, potentially at the weekend, which we can talk about another time. But I mean, you're probably looking at anywhere between 2,500 and 3,000 calories per day to maintain a very lean, good looking, strong physique, like strength wise. Let's have a look at that. Have you got any kind of exercises, movements, or numbers you could maybe give to give a reference point of how strong? Because you're strong. Like, for example, your dumbbell rows. I think in PTs, you were doing what, 30s? Like, where are you up to now? Are you still doing them?
So when I was doing strength training previously, because obviously I'm back on hypertrophy now,
Yeah.
single hand dumbbell rowing, I was doing 35 kilograms for 8 reps on them. So it'd be interesting to see what I can do when I go back to strength after this.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And what about leg press? You mentioned something the other day about leg press.
So my legs are finally, so my leg, just to let everyone else know that's listening, my legs are my absolute nemesis because I've got nerve damage in my legs. So they were switching off when I was pushing them too far, so I had to listen to them. Whereas now the calories have gone up and I'm feeling a lot more energized. My leg press now, I'm leg pressing, was it 160 kilograms, which is like nearly 3 times my body weight. Previously, I think I was doing like 90, 100 at that.
Class.
So
Class.
like 8 months ago.
Class. So you've been through this kind of big transformation on many different levels. Has it affected anyone else in your life? Have you influenced anyone else to take the plunge and kind of start working on themselves as well?
Yes. So 3 of my family members actually. My auntie's been asking me all sorts about how to lose weight, and she started walking loads. I can't get into the gym. She's like, I'm not going to the gym. But she's 50, so she's like, no, I'm not going to the gym.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. She wants to hike, so that's her thing.
Yeah.
Cousin and my little brother come to the gym with me now. So I'm literally showing them all the tricks of the trade that you've shown me. And I took my little brother for a leg day last week and he couldn't walk for 3 days.
Class. Out of curiosity, did you, not just off those people, but anyone else, did you get questions and comments of people when you were going through your transformation that maybe weren't so positive?
Yeah, a lot of people told me I look too thin. But that's because they were used to seeing obviously the bigger version of me.
Are these people now asking questions of help here by any chance?
Yeah.
And if they haven't, I know they will because that's what always happens.
Yeah.
So I was just curious to know that actually because I've seen it so many times. You start getting in shape and people think you've took it too far and you look ill and you get all these comments which can often knock people.
You're overtraining, you're doing too much. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's there obviously just projection of what they know, believe, live, think, everything else onto you. So you're at the point now where calories are going through the roof. You're lean, you're fit, you're strong. It's just about goal achieved of the original. I want to stop yo-yoing. I want to get in shape, stay in shape. I want to become self-sufficient, so I never need a coach ever again. What does the future look like? Where are you going to go from here?
So obviously now I've got all the tools to maintain this level of fitness. That's going to continue. I'll always lean back into you when I need to. As I've said to you, I almost don't want to stop coaching because I've learned so much. But I know you'll still be there in the background.
Yeah, of course.
Doing things. But I'm now looking to set up my own, so my own somatic health business that's going on in the background. I've been doing a somatic healing apprenticeship for the past 12 months in the back of obviously doing the physical transformation as well. I've been doing the mental, emotional, spiritual transformation piece too, which I then want to, it's so powerful. I want to offer it. It's too good not to offer out to other people. So I'll be fully qualified in that end of September, looking to start doing classes in that October, November. I've got a few studios lined up where I want to do it at. So yoga studio up in Kells, West Coast Yoga Studio. Also Lotus Dragon Yoga Studio at Cockermouth and Essence Wellness, hopefully in the future through at Maryport. All want my services in there. So I'm looking forward to what it'll bring, and hopefully there'll be big demand for it. So then I can reduce down my full.
Tell us a little bit more about it then. So for example, just taking me, I've trained for years. Physically, I like to think I'm ticking the boxes well enough. How could someone like myself that is already health aware benefit from more of the energy side of things and the somatic side of things?
So it's learning, it's also it's through breath work and through really, really slow movement, which basically works deep with your fascia. So you yourself as a coach, you work obviously with the muscles and the ligaments. It goes that level deeper into the fascia and hydrate, not just the movement itself, helps hydrate your fascia, which then increases your mobility and your flexibility. So that's one way how it could help you. If
And
you've
I'll probably need that being sat at a desk all day now.
Yeah, and also you might have past traumas still stuck in your fascia. Some people aren't aware the whole trauma in the tissues because your body's so clever that when you're under threat, it shuts off that memory, but it stores it in the tissues until you're ready to deal with it. And I know this myself because I've been through it as part of the training, and things have came out that I didn't even know were there.
Yeah.
I've lived the experience. If you've got to live it to be able to teach it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it teaches you also how to go inwards. So interoception, how to listen to your body and not just ignore it. We're very good at shutting niggles off. I'm guilty of it myself, where you push your body too far and then you injure it. So it's learning how to listen to what your body's telling you internally. Your body's so clever. All your systems work together, from the outside in, inside out.
Very good.
Mind and body are one.
Yeah.
Well tells us they're not. They treat them separately in the medical world, but if you go to the holistic world, it joins the two together. If one's out of balance, the other follows, and vice versa.
It's all multi-directional, intertwined, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the view of storing emotions in fascia and in tissues. If we were to give someone an example, maybe someone who's kind of brand new to it and doesn't understand it fully, you can kind of confirm or deny whether this is accurate. But let's say I went through a traumatic event, whether it be, let's say my partner cheated on me and I'm now not feeling enough and I've got so much on in life, I just kind of can't process this at the moment. So I just my mind will shut it off so I don't have to face that fear. My body and really specifically my fascia and my muscles and my tissue will hold on to that emotion, if like on an energetic level and store it. But that can then create pain, disease, illness, in whether it be mental or physical. So are you saying that the work that you do will help release that stored emotion through the energy, breath work, movement, stuff like that?
Yeah. So I'll give you an example of what I've experienced. So
Brilliant.
I had a tight hip for the past 18 years. Whilst some of it is likely neurological damage, I come to realise some of it was emotional damage. Doing somatic movements, I had a really huge release, which is basically your legs start tremoring like this, so you shake. So if you look at an animal, take wildlife for example, say when a deer is being chased by a lion and then it gets away, what does it do? It shakes. That's it releasing that trauma from that chase. It's releasing that fear out of its tissues. So that's basically our bodies are the same. So my legs literally were shaking so much, and it's learning to let the body do that. We're very good at stopping the body from doing that as well, because we're like, oh, what's this? This isn't normal, but it totally is. And once you learn to be comfortable with your body letting go, I had a huge release, so much so that it was almost like, and then the tears followed, but the healing tears is because of the release of that emotion. When we cry, we're releasing emotions, aren't we? But tears are healing. And another thing, in the Western world, we're taught to hold our tears back. We shouldn't. They're very healing.
Yeah.
So what came up for me in my hip there was it was rage. I'd held so many things back, being a yes girl, people pleaser, shut my own needs off. Obviously, that infuriated me in the past, and I shut that off. And obviously, I've released that now, which has allowed my hips to be more mobile.
Interesting.
Probably while my legs are getting stronger.
I love how it works, how like your decisions years and years and years ago over time have now manifested in tight hips, which is stopping you physically from training better or moving better or just being a little bit more flexible. You know what I mean? I love that it's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Um,
Why I'm so excited about what it can bring
I'm
on
interested to
all.
know, when you first were like, right, I'm kind of yo-yoing up and down, I'm going backwards and forwards, I'm just taking 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. I need some help with this. I'm going to get a coach. Did you have this in mind that you always want to do this stuff?
No, it came to me through doing the work on myself. If you'd asked me 2 years ago that I'd be training to be a holistic practitioner, I'd be like, don't be silly. I never, but it's gripped me, and it's so powerful, it's so wonderful, and it's so magical.
Mhm.
I can't not do it.
So basically, if I was to summarize, once upon a time, you decided, I'm sick of yo-yo and I'm sick of going backwards and forwards, trying to put all this effort into getting good shape and maybe getting in good shape, but not in the shape I want, and then getting out of shape because I can't maintain it. You said, enough's enough. I'm going to get a coach, reach out, and then get started. Now, from that, you've not only just helped or are helping 3 family members, but now you're also potentially, well, will be starting a business in it to help then more people.
Yeah,
That's mind blowing to me that that one decision that you made to better yourself years and years and years ago has had this ripple effect
yeah, and
with
it
all
does.
these people.
It totally has a ripple effect. I mean, my energy in itself now, I'm a lot calmer. I used to be very highly strung and running around like a lunatic because I was in fight mode. Don't get me wrong, it does come back, but I catch it. And now it's still part of my DNA.
Yeah.
I've acknowledged it and I'm aware of it. I can't just put it in the bin. It's part of who I am. But yeah, I'm a lot calmer. And a lot of my friends have said, Lindsay, like, you're so chilled out now, and people gravitate to you because you're a calming presence. I mean, I have people in the street coming up to me and telling me all the problems. Like, what is going on? But it's just the energy. It's the vibe you give off.
Yeah, class. All right then. Final question. Um, if someone's watching this thinking, oh, you know what, I relate to a lot of this, I've been thinking about it for a long time. They're a bit on the fence whether to start working on themselves. What would you say?
I would say stop thinking about it and just do it. It's the best decision you'll ever make. The best thing you can invest in is yourself because it, like I've just shown, it ripples out to everything around you.
Yeah.
And then that then ripples out even further. So you ripple out to, your family then ripple out to the friends then ripple out to their friends, their family, and so on and so forth.
This
And
is how we change humanity, Linz. We're
yeah,
doing it together. But it is, so, isn't it? It's a case
yeah,
of
ripple
if you
effect.
start working on yourself, it will ripple out, innit?
You're that one stone,
Yeah, yeah.
when you throw that stone in the pond, the ripple, that's then rippling out to your family, your children, your friends, their family, their children, their friends.
Yeah, yeah, class. Cool. All right, Linz, I won't take any more time. Appreciate your help there. Well
Mm-hmm.
done and everything. Obviously, we'll catch up to see what day we're on. It's
Thursday.
Thursday. We'll catch up tomorrow, see what's happening, see if we get these calories up further, and we'll go from there, eh?
Yeah, thank you.
Class.